In-N-Out Burger has been serving delicious burgers for over 75 years. And despite fierce competition, they've developed a devoted cult following since its opening in 1948. This iconic chain has refused to go public or franchise to maintain tight family control and uncompromised quality. As a result, In-N-Out outperforms all of its competitors in revenue per location. In fact, according to Forbes, the average In-N-Out location generates nearly twice the annual revenue of a typical McDonald. So how is it that In-N-Out crushes its competition? The answer is simple. They don't cut corners. It's not just their commitment to fresh ingredients, their secret sauce, their beloved secret menu, or retro aesthetics. And it's not just their standout customer experience. It's all of those things working together consistently and without compromise that make In-N-Out a top performer in its market. It's possible that at some point you've thought about opening a restaurant, or maybe you already run one and are curious to know what In-N-Out does differently that makes it so successful. If so, keep watching to find out how In-N-Out went from a single burger stand to one of the most profitable fast food chains in America, what sets In-N-Out apart from every other fast food chain, the surprising reasons why people swear it's the best, how the brand built a loyal cult following without traditional advertising, and what's really driving its incredible success despite having far fewer locations than its competitors.
Bro, it's like crack, because once you eat the In-N-Out, you're going to come back, bro. You're going to get stuck on it. You're going to want to come again and again and again.
In 1948, In-N-Out began its journey in Baldwin Park, California. The founders, Harry and Esther Snyder, opened a modest 10 by 10 foot stand and began selling their hamburgers for just 25 cents. Interestingly, this was the same year that McDonald's opened their first restaurant nearby in San Bernardino, California. While both are now very successful and began as small family-run restaurants, they ended up taking very different paths. In-N-Out's biggest innovation was Harry Snyder's invention of the drive-thru two-way speaker system, allowing customers to place orders without leaving their cars. While it wasn't the first drive-thru in the US, it was the first in California, and the first to use the two-way speaker system, which is now standard in all modern drive-thrus across the US. In the 1950s, In-N-Out began expanding across Southern California. Then, in 1992, under the second generation of leadership, Rich Snyder, the founder's son, expanded the chain into Nevada and then 8 years later into Arizona. Rich also introduced the now famous secret menu and the practice of printing Bible verses in their packaging. However, his most significant contribution was the establishment of In-N-Out University in 1984. They now train most of their managers there to learn how to uphold the company's high quality and service standards. Today, under the leadership of Lynsi Snyder, In-N-Out continues its deliberate expansion strategy. The company has entered new markets such as Oregon, Texas, Utah, Colorado, and Washington. And looking ahead, In-N-Out plans to open its first Tennessee restaurant in Franklin by 2025, followed by its first New Mexico location in Albuquerque by 2027. They now have over 400 restaurants and over 39,000 employees, who are all dedicated to preserving the family's original vision. If you're a small business owner or are aspiring to be one, please consider subscribing to the channel for similar content in the future. And make sure to hit the like button so that the video has a chance to reach more people. It would truly mean the world to me. Now back to the video. What exactly makes In-N-Out burgers taste so good? It starts with their signature Thousand Island style sauce. It's simply known as spread, and it's what gives In-N-Out burgers their distinct flavor. Beyond the spread, In-N-Out burgers are exceptional because they only use fresh ingredients. They use never frozen beef, hand-cut fries made daily, and fresh baked buns from their own bakeries. In fact, in June of 2018, In-N-Out closed 37 of its Texas locations due to concerns over bun quality. There were no food safety issues, the buns just simply didn't meet their quality standards. In-N-Out's level of quality control contributes to the excellence of their burgers, and is possible because they limit their restaurant locations to within roughly 500 miles or a day's drive from their distribution centers, guaranteeing that nothing is ever frozen and that all the ingredients are always fresh. This is actually a big reason why they have been slow to expand and why they refuse to go public. In-N-Out has prioritized preserving its original vision over quick expansion and profits. If we compare In-N-Out to McDonald's, In-N-Out only has about 418 restaurants, and McDonald's has over 13,500. As a result, McDonald's revenue significantly surpasses In-N-Out's, with McDonald's generating generating over $26 billion in 2025 and In-N-Out generating a bit over $2 billion. However, an In-N-Out restaurant generates around twice the revenue as a McDonald's location, and not many people are as enthusiastic about eating at McDonald's as they are about eating at In-N-Out. In-N-Out is seen as a destination to most customers, whereas McDonald's is perceived to be a restaurant that you go out of convenience or lack of options. In-N-Out's ultra simple menu has also been a key component of its success. While competitors consistently add items to their menu in an effort to build excitement, In-N-Out just focuses on making the best burgers, and customers love it. This approach helps distribution centers and employees maintain consistency in quality and efficiency. Plus, it helps keep the cost down. Their flagship burger, the Double Double, is their top seller, and remarkably, it costs about half of what competitors like Five Guys and Shake Shack charge, thanks to their private ownership. In-N-Out's menu has about 5 items to choose from plus drinks, but they have a not-so-secret menu that adds variations to their orders. This makes the menu seem more complex, but all the secret menu is extra patties, toppings, or variations on the way the burger is served or cooked. Secret menu items still just use the same ingredients, but that doesn't stop fans from raving about those options. The not-so-secret menu that's on their website but not their physical restaurant creates immense word-of-mouth buzz without expensive advertising or delivery apps. In-N-Out strategically avoids delivery apps and online orders. Their thoughts are that online orders would force them to put the food under heat lamps, and that plus the delivery time would compromise the quality of the food, ultimately hurting their brand and customer experience. Now that I think of it, I've rarely bought In-N-Out to bring back home, and when I do, the fries don't taste as good, the buns might be a little soggy from sitting in the bag for too long, the lettuce a little flimsy. So I can see how over time, people who order the food for delivery could start to associate the burgers with subpar quality. Also, if In-N-Out allowed online orders and deliveries, it would likely increase their sales at first, but over time there would be a reduction in enthusiasm for the food since people would be able to order it more often. Plus, that change of customer behavior to ordering online would probably also lead to less people eating in the restaurant, which would create the perception of less demand. The fact that there's always a line at In-N-Out makes people want it more. Social proof is a very effective form of marketing for businesses. For some reason, us humans tend to want what other people have or what they want. Another example of In-N-Out's use of social proof is its strategic appearances at high-profile events, like the Vanity Fair Oscars party and other Hollywood gatherings. This association with celebrities helps keep the brand top of mind. Instead of using traditional advertising, In-N-Out has built its cult following through social media chatter about their quality, taste, and secret menu, celebrity endorsements, and unwavering customer experience. Beyond the burgers, In-N-Out's retro aesthetic, from its classic red and white decor to open kitchen layouts and timeless uniforms, reinforces a nostalgic, authentic atmosphere for the guests. Additionally, the staff are renowned for offering friendly, efficient service that keeps the customers coming back. Nationwide, In-N-Out employees make roughly 30% above the national average for similar roles. In my opinion, I think this is a big deal because employees who feel like they're compensated fairly are less likely to leave and they're more likely to stay motivated. And as a result, that delivers a better customer experience for the guests. I have never been to an In-N-Out restaurant where the staff isn't friendly, ready to help, and the restaurant isn't clean. But I've been to many other restaurants where that isn't the case. Recently, I went to a sandwich shop that's a chain restaurant, and I had to ask him to clean a table for me. I was the only person in the restaurant, and there was multiple tables, like 10 to 12, and every one of those tables was dirty. I would have understood if there was more people there or if the staff looked really busy, but it just seemed like whoever was running that restaurant didn't really put the effort. And as a customer, not only am I unlikely to eat in that location again, but now when I see another restaurant that's part of that chain, I'm gonna question whether that place is gonna be dirty or not. In-N-Out has proven that quality, consistency, and integrity aren't just values, they're a winning business model. They went from one 10x10 stand to one of America's most profitable chains by obsessively focusing on those 3 pillars. Fans swear that it's the best because their experience at the restaurant and every one of their burgers is always as good as the last one. No shortcuts, no compromises. My thoughts as a customer of In-N-Out and after doing research is that In-N-Out has a big advantage over its competitors because they're a private company. As soon as companies go public, they have pressure to increase profit, and as we've seen time and time again, that usually means expanding their locations quickly, paying employees less, cutting staff, and or even sacrificing their product's quality. And all those things lead to a worse customer experience. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like it and share it. Also subscribe if you'd like to see similar content in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.